Welcome everyone to Aircraft Carrier aka CV101 in World of Warship Blitz. My name is Starbuck and let's get this show on the road. Today's review is the USS Bogue. Let me start by saying she is, in my opinion, the worst of the US CV tech line. She's slow, she's small, she has horribly weak planes, and apart from keeping the enemy spotted, has little use for a match. As a carrier, she can perform well against Tier 4 ships. She will struggle with Tier 5 ships, and she is just pathetic against Tier 6. In real life, this carrier was an anti-submarine escort carrier with a small group of planes. In World of Warships, she's just a learning experience. With that said, the USS Bogue will introduce you to torpedo bombers in the US CV tech line. This is a great opportunity to start effectively practicing how to arm your torpedo bombers against your enemies. Your torpedoes in this carrier are slow and are dropped from quite far compared to later tier carriers, making it the perfect carrier with training wheels. So, with that little introduction, let's go over how to equip your USS Bogue. First up, your elite bonus. As with most CVs, you want to get those planes out as fast as possible. So the only logical choice is the elite ground service. Here, the buff will reduce your dive bomber and torpedo bomber preparations time significantly. Next, here is the equipment choice. At Tier 5, most ships still have weak AA, meaning that over the course of the battle, very few of your planes will be shot down. Only two Tier 6 ships are really scary, that is the British light cruiser Sirius and the US light cruiser Dallas. The presence of these ships, however, are rare and not worth investing in increased capacity of either your torpedo bombers or your dive bombers. So, in your first slot, you must choose Ground Service Modification 1. This will reduce even more your dive bombers and your torpedo bombers preparation time. Of course, the faster your planes reload, the more sorties you can do, the more damage and spotting you can do to help your team. In the second slot, I like to choose Steering Gear Modification 1, as it allows me to better dodge incoming torpedoes. The USS Bogue is just too slow to justify the Propulsion Modification 1. Finally, in the third slot, here I really prefer the Torpedo Defense Modification because it is an anti-CV sniping tool. If you want more turning capability, Steering Gear Modification 2 is also a decent option, just forget about the speed. With the essentials for the USS Bogue now set up, let's go blow some ships up. The battle we have here is Tier 4, Tier 5. This is the perfect situation for my Bogue. The main threats in this battle are the two USS Texases. As you'll see, this is a pretty standard battle, but it shows how not to play your Bogue. Yes, Bogue, as you will see, is pretty useless in this match. So, to start off, I'll be sending my dive bombers. Once again, I'm trying to maximise the potential of this damage. Okay, so we want to send each plane unit one at a time, as possible. So, searching for ships, trying to find their positions, and there's the destroyer. Now, what I've noticed with the USS Bogue is that it's pretty useless at hitting dive bombers. So, straight away we have 2-5 set on that Svetlana. I'm waiting for it to use its repair kit. Interestingly enough, there we go. It's just used its repair kit. So, hopefully by then we can try and set it flooding with these torpedo bombers. As you can see, the enemy CV is also sending out one by one its planes. However, they're being very ineffective. So there we go. That cruiser, Tier 4 cruiser, has already lost more than half its HP. So my team have effectively already captured B and are now heading towards C. I'm keeping my movement nice and slow, moving forward. As you can see, the enemy CV is struggling to hit me with these torpedoes. So, once again, sending out, trying to dodge these torpedoes, and I've set fire once again to the Svetlana. Fortunately, my team are now struggling. We already got shit down, but we still have 2 capture points going. I'm sending out those torpedo bombers. The Dunnet is being looked after by my friendlies, so no need to go and target it for the moment. And there he goes, he's sank. So, repositioning my torpedo bombers, I really want to hit this Svetlana, get him out of the game. The only reason I'm not targeting is because I've noticed from multiple battles that trying to hit the with dive bombers, that destroyer is just impossible. So now I'm going to assist my teammates, and that Orion is a very juicy target for me. I'm sending out those dive bombers, hopefully we can try and get a fire going. And there we go, there's that fire started. So that damage is going to tick over now. He's used his repair kit, and normally by the time my torpedo bombers arrive, we can potentially get a flood going. Now, the Shenyang here is going to do something very stupid, and it's very frustrating, and I should have paid more attention when I was doing this, because he's going to eat all of my torpedoes. It's very frustrating, because that was a guaranteed kill, but I won't be getting it this time round. So, sending out my dive bombers again. Oh look, there's that Svetlana. Time to sink it now. So the enemy team have a huge advantage when it comes to points, and it's now time for me to really activate my systems. So I know these dive bombers are going to kill that Svetlana, and I choose a different target, the Texas. There you go. I don't know what my friendly battleship is doing on sea, but I guess he's going on a bit of a visiting tour. So torpedoes are released from the Shenyang. That Texas is going to suffer. Now it's my turn to smack him hard with my own torpedoes as well. No flooding, very unlucky. What I've also noticed is suddenly there's also a battleship that's an AFK in this battle as well. It's very frustrating at these tiers sometimes, but you do with what you have and you carry on. So we now have the points advantage, cap advantage, and ship advantage. Those two Texases can be very threatening, but they seem to be a little out of sync with one another. The rest of my team has decided to attack that CV, but as you can see, that CV compared to me is in the corner. And this is the big issue with staying in a corner as a CV, because his planes are taking forever to get into the fight, whereas mine are in and out a lot faster. So I'm going to attack this Texas, which is trying to cap B. I'm keeping my distance by heading into capture point C, and we'll see how it goes from here. So really maximizing my damage. I'm already at 36k. 6 fires, unfortunately no floods, so I'm just going to keep on going. That Texas still hasn't seen me. I'm advancing slowly so that I can maintain my capture. So, in this situation, what I'm hoping happens is some assistance from my friendly battleship. There's another fire. So, I know by now that Texas is down, and I can head on to the next target. Yes, you see that USS Bogue in the corner, not being very effective. Only 37 seconds left in this battle. It's more or less now a time to just farm the damage, as I'm looking for this Black Carolina. I have no idea where he is, so no need to send out my dive bombers, because I want to maximise that damage. It's what I keep repeating. We really need to maximise our damage. 14 seconds left. It's more or less a guaranteed win in this situation, as everything's too far away to be of any effective use. And there we are. Another comfortable victory in the USS Bogue. Now, we'll have a quick look at the results screens. This should allow some key insights as to how it went. So, in this section, as you can see, we only have 12 bomb hits. As I said, the USS Bogue is very weak. Those bombs didn't hit their targets. Even big targets, it was very difficult. But we still nonetheless managed to do 11,000 damage with our bombs. But the real MVP were our torpedoes. Look at that damage from just torpedoes. It's 24,000 damage. Okay, and this is where it becomes very essential in your CV gameplay to understand how powerful your torpedoes are, whether you use the Japanese line or the US line as well. Unfortunately, we didn't have any flooding damage in this battle, but as you can see, the fire damage also, that's another 4,000 damage because of fires. And in this results screen, we can really look at how I compared to other ships. So as you can see, in our team, yes, the destroyer did a lot more damage, but he did nonetheless go for the enemy CV and was in general not a very good player. But look at my damage. The big comparison to do here is between me and the enemy Bogue. The enemy bogey only did 7,000 damage. He decided to go into the corner, was completely ineffective and completely useless. Didn't get a kill, only 7,000 damage. This is why it's so important to stay close to the battle and support your teammates. With that support, look at the Svetlana damage. The Svetlana did nothing. I was so devastating towards him that I made an entire ship useless. Okay, the Orion only 9,000 damage because of assisted fire. When you help your teammates in action or remove the major threats, you will get easy victories because you are concentrating your fire on single targets. I can't stress this enough. You have to focus your attacks on the right ships at the right time. That's it for today's CV's class. I hope with this information you've learned a few new tips and tricks and are ready to join battle with me or against me in World of Warship Blitz. Until next time, this is Starbuck.